The murder of Gloria Choi. 14 shots, 4 ignored calls, 1 stalker who was half a block away the entire time. This is the story they don't want you to see. On the night of January 2nd, 2022, a 911 dispatcher in Lakewood, Washington, answered a call from a woman driving alone in the dark. She said she did not know where she was. She said she was frightened. Then she said 3 words that changed the nature of everything. He has a gun. Seconds later, 14 gunshots came through the line. Then silence. Then the dispatcher's voice reaching into a dead connection. "Hello, can anybody hear me?" Officers arrived within minutes. Gloria Choi was pulled from a locked truck and worked on in the road. She did not survive. Gloria Choi was 33 years old and the kind of person a community quietly depends on. She managed a hotel her immigrant parents had built from nothing, ran it with precision and warmth, and raised a 7-year-old son on her own without making either responsibility look like a burden. Her best friend Brianna Eberly described her in a single phrase: she did everything with absolute grace. Gloria wanted what most people want: stability, love, a future worth planning for. She was not a woman without judgment. She was a woman whose judgment was about to be tested by someone who had spent years learning how to defeat it. Billy Rickman checked into Gloria's parents' hotel in May 2021, traveling from California. He introduced himself at the front desk, told Gloria she was very pretty, watched her walk away, then asked Brianna who she was. Brianna told him to stay away. Within days, he and Gloria were texting constantly. Within weeks, he had sent her a message telling her his heart was hers, that she was the light of every day, that he could not wait to see what life had in store for them together. The family's attorney later gave that behavior a clinical name: love bombing, a calculated flood of affection designed to dismantle caution before control begins. The man who moved into Gloria's Tumwater apartment in September 2021 bore no resemblance to the one from the hotel lobby. He drank heavily. He used cocaine. He was unemployed, had no income, and spent Gloria's money as though access to it were a right rather than a kindness. He was mean in the specific way that leaves no single incident large enough to act on, just a daily atmosphere of anger and unpredictability that wears a person down over time. In November, Gloria told her friend Jacob Blue that Rickman had become physical, that he pushed her, threw her around the apartment, that she was afraid to leave him because she did not know what leaving him would set in motion. Gloria went to her parents in November 2021. She filed a police report detailing Rickman's behavior, his firearms, his tracking of her movements. A no-contact order was issued. Rickman was arrested for taking her truck without permission and spent 3 days in jail. The day he was released, he went to Brianna's home and told her he was still going to contact Gloria. The order meant nothing to him. 2 weeks later, Gloria was hiding in a locked bathroom at a coffee shop while his car sat in the parking lot outside. Brianna found her behind that door, shaking, crying, refusing to move until she knew he was gone. Gloria found an Apple AirTag hidden inside her truck, a small tracking device nearly invisible that had been reporting her location continuously to the person who planted it. She suspected there were more. She was right. Rickman knew where she was at nearly all times, not through instinct or coincidence, but through technology placed in her own vehicle without her knowledge. On December 30th, Gloria and Jacob Blue were sitting inside a coffee shop when Rickman emailed her in real time. He could see them from outside and was typing while he watched. Her phone then rang from a blocked number. When she answered, he was on the line, yelling. Over 48 hours beginning December 30th, Gloria called 911 4 times. Tires were slashed. First hers, then Jacob's Jeep, twice over consecutive nights. Gloria pulled the Holiday Inn surveillance footage herself and identified the figure by his walk. Police said the image was not clear enough. The Holiday Inn desk clerk chased the tire slasher on foot while calling 911, describing a Chevy Colorado with 1 broken taillight and no license plates. No bulletin was issued. Gloria compiled a 7-page document, emails, screenshots, a surveillance still, and handed it to an officer. Billy Rickman was at the home motel 6 minutes away the entire time. Prosecutors later reconstructed January 2nd using Rickman's cell phone data. He spent hours that afternoon circling the neighborhood where Gloria was staying, checking whether she was inside. At approximately 6 o'clock, he turned his phone off, the only point in that period when it went dark. It did not come back on until after the shooting. At some point that evening, Gloria got into her truck. Rickman drove her off a Lakewood road onto a gravel shoulder and blocked her exit. She called 911. He got out, walked to her locked driver's door, and opened fire without a word. 9 shots through the door, 5 more through the window on his return, 14 total. Gloria was struck at least 10 times. Rickman fled to Northern California, where he was found hypothermic and soaking in a field 4 days later. He was charged with aggravated first-degree murder and pleaded not guilty. A woman named Asia Hoole in Oakland heard he had been arrested. She had filed a report years earlier detailing how Rickman had trafficked her as a 14-year-old runaway in 2005, subjected her to years of violence, and strangled her with Christmas tree lights before she escaped. Oakland police had issued a warrant for Rickman in 2021. Washington prosecutors say they never saw it. At trial in November 2023, the jury deliberated 2 hours. Guilty. Life in prison without parole. Attorney Megan Driscoll filed a wrongful death lawsuit against the city of Lakewood and its police department on behalf of Gloria's son. Expert witness Russ Hicks, who personally trained the Lakewood officers involved, identified specific failures. A voicemail left instead of an arrest. No BOLO issued for the described vehicle. No visit to the motel Gloria said Rickman might be using. In January 2025, a judge hearing the lawsuit asked the city's attorney directly, "Can a police officer sit back and do nothing in response to a domestic violence complaint because there is no duty to locate the abuser?" The city's attorney said yes. As of May 2026, the lawsuit remains unresolved. Gloria's son lives with relatives in another state. He was 7 years old when she died.